If you are thinking love is blind, then you gotta understand that it is not love that is blind. It is you that's not disciplined. What's up, Alan? How you doing, man? It is you that's not disciplined. It is you that's making excuses for your situation. See, when we're in the situation, you can't keep making excuses for it, can you? Because even if you make excuses for it, it doesn't work. You're still miserable. You're still anxious. You're still depressed. Hey, Katrina, how you doing? You're still frustrated. So making excuses don't work. So many of us say love is blind. Love cannot be blind because only because of love is why you're here. If love is blind, then the entire universe is confused. The entire world, the creation is all confused, looking ridiculous. Love cannot be blind. I want you to understand love cannot be blind. What's going on, Ski? Can't be blind. So if that's your excuse that you are using, pick something else. Pick something else. It's not love there because love is very aware. Listen, let me tell you. Let's get into it. 7 reasons why we stay. 7 reasons why we stay. Again, if one of these reasons hit, let it hit. Don't get offended. Don't take offense to it. Don't get angry. Don't complain. If one of the reasons hit, then let it be so. All right? So, 7 reasons why we stay in relationships, in unhealthy relationships. Number 1, the relationship with ourselves. Based on the relationship with ourselves. Hey, Cosmo, how you doing, girl? One of the reasons why we stay in this unhealthy relationship is because the relationship with ourselves. Hey, Annette. And it's not very healthy. See, the way how we see ourselves, the way how we think about ourselves, the way, the relationship and how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to our minds, how our minds go on and on and on about how we are. Understand the reason why we stay in in unhealthy relationship outside of us is because we have unhealthy relationship with ourselves. We suffer with ourselves. We suffer inside. We hate ourselves. We can't stand ourselves. We see ourselves with disgust. Hey, Muna, we see ourselves in all kind of confusion. So anytime the one with yourself is messed up, the one outside of yourself will be messed up too. It has to be. Because based on how you see yourself is how you choose life. Based on how you see yourself. Based on how you see yourself. Seriously. Based on how you see yourself. If you feel like you are ugly, you are not mentally aware, if you're not smart, if you are not good, if you are not this, and if you are unhealthy, and if you are all these things, then what you feel like you deserve will match what you feel like you are. Remember, what you feel like you deserve will be how you see yourself. So many of us stay in these relationships. Many of us stay in this relationship based on how you see yourself. And it's not that you don't deserve better. Thank you, Brasco. Seriously, it's not that you don't deserve better, but the way how you see yourself is skewed. And sometimes how you see yourself is not your fault. Because we see ourselves based on how we were treated sometimes from people who don't love us. Sometimes we see ourselves based on how we were told. See, because if somebody in your childhood or somebody in your past relationship keep telling you, hey, you're ugly. Because that happened to me. I was with a woman for many years who told me those things, and I believed it. Seriously, I believed those things. So I know it affects us, especially when it's somebody that you love. When it's somebody that you love, somebody that you put above everybody else, when they begin to tell you these things, you begin to be like, why would you lie to me? So I know you're not lying. So when she was telling me how ugly I was, I believed it. So it messed me up so bad for many years because I never was able to look at a woman in their eyes. I was insecure. I was scared. I was shy. She told me I was ugly so many times. I actually lived my life as ugly. So I began to put on muscles. Seriously, listen, I began to put on muscles. I got swole because I wanted to take the attention from my face to my body. And many people don't understand this. Hey, Brempy, how you doing? Hey, Yvonne. Many folks don't understand what I'm saying. I was told that I was ugly for so many years with this woman that I believed it. So I began to go to the gym. I began to work hard. So I began to take people's attention from my face to my body. She told me all these things about, listen, nobody will want you. Nobody will ever want you. Because when they get to know you and they see how ugly you are, they will leave. So now it made me enter in relationships. And before I believe she get to know who I am, I left. it made me realize every time I meet a woman, before they get to know me, I left. I actually left. I literally left every single time. So now I begin to have this name. I'm a dog. I'm the trip. I'm a hoe. Because that messed me up. So every time I thought a woman would get to know my true self, I had to go. I had to disappear. I had to ghost them. So now I took up this name. I will have the worst name ever. But the way how you see yourself, understand it reflects what relationships that you stay in. Many of us are staying in these unhealthy relationships, and it's only based on how we see ourselves. I want to tell you right now, if you are in an unhealthy relationship and you feel like you are stuck, I want you to examine the way how you see yourself. I want you to examine the way how your relationship with yourself is. What's up, alien? What's up, alien powers? How you doing, man? You have to remove the negative. Exactly. Because that voice will come back and back and back. So one of the reasons why we stay is because the relationship with ourselves is completely toxic. So after a while, I know the wound was not our fault. You know what I'm saying? The suffering was not our fault. But the healing must be our choice. The healing must be what we do. The healing must be our obligation. We are obligated to heal no matter who hurt us. If you understand, man, if you view yourself skewed, understand it is your duty to fix yourself, to change your words that you talk to yourself about, to change how you feel about you. It is your duty. Because if not, we're going to be stuck in this relationship that shows us how we feel about us. Because each relationship that we choose will reaffirm how we feel about ourselves. Do you know this? Each relationship that we have will show us, especially these toxic ones, they will show us how we feel about ourselves. By what we put up with. Third shift, huh? Yeah, by what we put up with, by what we accept, by how we behave. What's up, Kiande? So understand this. The one with yourself is a lot. Number 2, again, I'm on the 7 reasons why we stay in these unhealthy relationships. Number 2 reason, the amount of discipline that we have. Thank you, Constance. Thank you. Thank you, Constance. Listen, number 2, one of the 7 reasons why we stay in these relationships is this. The amount of discipline that we have. The amount of discipline that we have. We are too caught up in our feelings. You hear me? The amount of discipline that we have. Many of us are not disciplined. Many of us don't know what discipline is. Many of us are caught, and you hear me say this so many times, many of us are so caught up into our feelings and these emotions that these emotions is making us make our decision. These emotions are allowing us to make our decisions. So I want you to know the world we live in is cold and kind enough already. We must love ourselves best. Facts. If you are not disciplined, you will always choose what you feel. Won't you? If you are not disciplined, you will always choose what you feel. And you know what feelings does? Feelings are magnetized. It keeps you stuck in the same place. Listen, the mind does not care if you like it. The mind only care about what's familiar. The mind does not care whether you like something or not. The mind is drawn to what's familiar. Sometimes you're in a situation for so long that it begins to be familiar. Not good, familiar. Not great, familiar. So the mind attracts what's familiar. Understand this. If you are disciplined, you ain't got to worry about what feels good, what doesn't feel good. You will focus on what's best for you. The reason why we suffer so much is because these feelings are so strong. Matter of fact, these feelings are stronger than our self-respect. They are stronger than our self-image. They are stronger than, our discipline. They are stronger than every single thing that we possess. So now we sick in these feelings. Well, I don't know how. And when it's time to leave, you can't because the feelings keep you stuck. The feelings will make you think something is off. You feel, because when you try to do something else, if I tell an abused person to feel love, right? To feel love, you know what? it's going to be hard because the feeling of feeling pain and unlove is too strong. We have to understand that these feelings right here. So one of the reasons why we stay is because we're not disciplined. If you aren't disciplined, your life will show it. How you eat, who you talk to, who you surround yourself with, what you do for a living, how much you save, how you invest, what your future. Everything shows in discipline. And we struggle with discipline. We struggle with our size, our weight, what we eat, what we drink, what we do, what we put on our mouth, what we consume, what we watch, what we listen to. We struggle with discipline. Hey, Felicia, I want us to understand one of the reasons why we stay is because of discipline. Okay? We are too caught up in our feelings, so it keeps us in the same place that looks familiar. Not a place that's good, but familiar. Feelings are magnetized, so we often feel stuck. That's why when you're with a person that you feel something for, a feeling, you are stuck with I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't leave. Understand. Thank you, Christine. Understand. This is what happens. Letting people go if they are bringing you down. Listen, sometimes you have to because the truth is we know better. And that's why you have to allow what you know to override your feelings. If you don't allow what you know to override your feelings, you're going to always be suffering. And you're going to always be going through something. You're going to always be going through something. You're going to always be going through something. You're going to always be struggling and emotional because you are when you are focused on discipline, you're not that emotional. When you are focused on discipline, you are not that emotional because emotions means nothing. I mean, it means like something is there, but we're not stuck in them. We are understanding that discipline states is how I get free. Discipline. That's it. Matter of fact, without love or without discipline, it's very hard to experience love. Do you notice that? Without discipline, it is very hard to project or to experience love. Love must be disciplined. Love comes with self-discipline and self-respect, but not the feelings that much. Love is a choice. Feelings are our feelings. Number 3 reason why we stay stuck in these relationships. Number 3 reason, need to get the strength to get out. Need to get the strength to get out. Everybody has the strength to leave. It's not strength that you need, it's discipline. I think, nobody is, let me encourage you real quick. Not one of us was created weak. Facts, yes, I said it, facts. Nobody was created weak. It's just that you are lying to yourself and accepting certain behaviors because you want to stay. So you said that you were praying for the strength. Nobody was born weak. There was not one of us was created weak. But we are created lazy. Not created lazy, but we become lazy. I'm sorry. We become lazy. We become complacent. It's not that you was created lazy or weak. You just became lazy because you get comfortable and it looks familiar. You know how hard it is to leave a familiar place? You know how hard it is to leave a familiar place? It is so hard to leave a familiar place because that's what you recognize. That's what you know now. That's what you see, you touch, you taste it. All your senses is in this situation. So now you can't leave. What's up, Maxwell? It's very hard to leave because you are programmed into this place. You can touch it. You can feel it. So now when it's time to leave, when you go to a new place, you always remember what you just left. It's hard to leave. It takes discipline to leave, not feelings. Discipline. Number 3, I want you to get what I'm saying now. I want you to get what I'm saying. Number 3 going to hit different. No offense. Don't feel offended. Don't feel angry about what I'm about to say. I want you to think about I want you to think clearly about what I'm about to say. Just think. Because we all experience this. We all experience this one. One of the reasons why we can't leave a relationship is this right here. Sometimes the hell they put you through, they help you or they show you that they care about to help you to get back out of that hell. Sometimes the hell that they put you through, they help you to get out of it. Listen to what I said. Sometimes the hell that they put you through, they pretend to help you to get out of it. So now you feel, oh my God, we've been through so much together. Oh my God, you was there when I was going through this. Oh my God, how can I leave you? You helped me get through this. You helped me get out. A lot of the hell that you got out of is the hell that they put you through. It's tricky. It's tricky, ain't it? It is very tricky. So a lot of times you're gonna be like, well, I can't leave him or her now because there was day when I was going through this. A lot of times it's the shit that they put you through, that they assist you to get out, because if you were staying in it, you will remember them as being the bad guy or bad girl. So you can't not bring it. Listen, the stuff that they put you through, they pretended to care. So now you think that they care. Hey, Munya, you think that they care because they help you to get out of the shit that they put you through. See, a lot of you all be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hey, Kelly, you all be like, oh my God, we've been through so much. Hey, Irene, good morning. Oh my God, we've been through so much. No, a lot of times that person put you through that much. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't even go through those things. If it wasn't for them, you probably would have avoided those things. But just because of them, you went through it. And now you think that they help you. No, they didn't help you. Thank you, Penny. That didn't help you. They were just there while you was going through it because they put you through it. So it makes us stuck. It makes us completely feel like we are stuck. Please understand what I'm saying. Thank you, Toba. Please get what I'm saying. This is very deep. This is what tricks us the most. He's the only one who cares. She's the only one who cares. No, not in that. Not in that. People care about you. People care. I promise you, people care about you. But a lot of times, it's strategy. If I put you through something, it's like me, right? It's like we live together. I take my money, my rent money, right? Our rent money, right? And buy some crap. Now, here we are, right? Here we are. We need rent, but here you go. But I go and say, you know what, though? I'm going to go to Walmart and ask them if they're hiring. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go pick up a job. I'm going to see if somebody want to cut their grass. And then you like, come on, you can do it. So now I go and find some work to do and cut the grass and bring the money back. And you say, oh my God, thank you so much. We are great together. We are a great team. Because you know why? Because the same shit they put you in, they allow you to go through. Come on now. You all know this is a trick? That's what keeps you stuck. Your whole self is stuck. So think about it. The fourth number. Sometimes you feel like you have nowhere else to go. This is a heavy one. A lot of people who I speak to about these relationships that's being stuck, they feel like they have nowhere else to go. They feel like they have nowhere else to go. Let me tell you something. If staying there is bringing you anxiety, if staying there is bringing you depression, if staying there is making you sick, if staying there is making you just angry and frustrated and bitter, that's not a place to go either. That's not a place to go. I know many people who have left everything behind just to find their peace. I know many people who have left everything behind just to find their peace. And to think that we have nowhere else to go. Listen, when you, in these relationships, man, being adults, you have to find a way. You have to learn to find a way. You have to learn to find and create a way. As adults, we cannot keep that excuse anymore. I know, sometimes, it's hard. And everybody like to say how hard it is. Sometimes it's difficult. Listen, I know it's difficult, but sometimes life is trying to show you got to build something. You got to build your way out. You got to work your way out. You got to strategize. Listen, because you have a mind of God in you. You have a mind of God in you. Hey, Alpha, how you doing? Hey, Jane, you have a mind of God in you, and life is telling you when you feel stuck, it's time to dig yourself out. Many of us feel like we can't get out. We can, but we are making excuses. It's hard. I know many people, many women who left everything behind because they realized this is not going to be good. Hey, Tattooed Angel, how you doing? I saw you live earlier. I'm telling you, right? We can make excuses all we want. We can. But the excuses don't really make us feel better, does it? The excuses don't make us feel free, does it? The excuses still make us suffer, don't they? The excuses still make us feel weak and tired and drained and we're giving up. Anxious. So that means the excuses ain't working. You got to Make decisions, not excuses. So one of the reasons is because I feel, there's nowhere else to go. When you're ready, I told this lady today, she asked me, Kirk, what advice would you give me? Her straight question. What advice do you give me? I have this guy who I'm talking to, and he leaves and he comes back. He leaves every couple of months and he comes back. He leaves every couple of months and he comes back, and then leave again and come back. What do you think he wants, and how should I cut him off? I said, I won't give you advice. I said, I won't give you advice. She said, why not? I said, because when you are ready, you go. When you are ready, you go. One of the reasons why we stay is because we're not ready to go. Seriously. I say, I'm not going to give you advice to how to go. When you are ready, you'll go. When you are tired of it, when it hurts enough, when it shows that you don't deserve this, you'll go. Because I don't care what people tell you. I don't care what information you get. I don't care what information is given to you from the best guru. Until you are ready, you will stay your ass right there. Wasting information. So I said, listen. I'm not gonna give you advice. She's like, thank you. I said, no, I know you're mad because people expect me to give advice and tell them what to do. You already know what to do. People think that I'm gonna give advice on what to do. You know what to do. You know what's the deal. The problem is not that we are not ignorant. We are just undisciplined. That's it. We are not ignorant. We are undisciplined. You know what you need to do, but you don't want to do it because if you do it, it might create a temporary hurt. And nobody wants to experience temporary hurt. We think that we can go from A to B, in to out without pain. You will feel pain. You will feel pain regardless. You will experience pain, whether you stay or go. Pain must be experienced because pain brings growth. Without pain, there will be no growth. You will get that ass kicked. You will get that ass kicked. How do you build more discipline? How do you build more discipline? You start small. You want to know for real? Because I think many times we don't really want to know because we won't do it. Let me tell you how to build discipline. You want to be more disciplined? One of my clients, that was what she lacks in the most, discipline. And I said, listen, I know you suck at discipline. Because you're not disciplined at all. She said, well, how do I start? I said, well, listen, let's make a plan. I said, first, number one, 5:15 every morning you wake up. But why? I can't. I said, exactly. I said, wake up 5:15 every morning, 5:15. Because you're late for work all the time. You don't get your kid ready for. I say every morning, wake up at 5:15. When you wake up, 10 minutes. Focus on how you feel. Focus on your mind. Focus on your body. Focus on a silent. After 10 minutes, what you're gonna do? Go wash your face. Go take care of yourself. And go for a 30-minute walk. She said, how does that build discipline? I said, because you do it because you said that you are doing it. See, discipline states that when I make a decision, I'm going to stick with it. That's how you build discipline. It's a muscle. You got to do it all the time. See, your words have to match what you do. That's what discipline really is. So if I say, listen, yesterday, self-discipline. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I say, you know what, man? Because I don't give my body or my mind time or my ego time to go against what I say or go against what I plan. So 2 days ago, I say, you know what? I'm gonna start fasting. And that moment when I decided to fast, I started right then. I didn't say I'm gonna start tomorrow. I started that hour, that minute I started. And you know what? I was hungry. I was hungry as hell, but I guess that's the point. I was starving. I said, but I decided to go on a fast. I said I'm gonna fast. So I can't even eat. Because I said, listen, I respect me. Understand what I'm saying? I respect me enough to listen to what I said. If I said I'm gonna fast, damn it, I'm gonna fast. So I went 22 hours, ate 2 hours, and started again the same night. So I ate at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., I cut it off, started again. I'm on my second day. Listen, discipline states that do exactly what you say. That's it. Do what you know is right. And you gotta do it all the time. After a while, you realize you ain't got to depend on your feelings. You ain't got to depend on when is the best time, you do it because you said that you will. That's what discipline is. See, everybody wants a consistency, a consistent man, a consistent woman, but you're not even consistent within yourself. We are not even consistent within ourselves. Hey, T always, you are not, you are inconsistent with your words. You say you want to be happy, but you're doing shit that brings you anger. You say you want peace, but you react to people's garbage. It's called inconsistency. You must be consistent. That's what makes discipline. You do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And you, even though it feels uncomfortable, it feels different, it's hard, you do it again. Nobody want to do it again because it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable. You think somebody could, I'm in my 40s, right? I'm in my 40s. You know how many years it took me to get to this shape? Not bragging, but it took me many years just to get, it took me years. And you know what? I keep doing it. You know what I want to eat right now? But I can't. I mean, I can, but I said that I won't. You know how I start to speak like this? Because I keep practicing. You know how I start to, as a man, you know how I begin to feel loved and trust and honesty and honor? Because I kept practicing it. It was a very uncomfortable. I remember the first time I decided not to cheat. You know how hard it was? Then I had to do it again. And again. And again. You know, one time I started practicing all this crazy spirituality practice, the mind, the mental, I had to do it again. Meditation, I had to do it again. Meditate, do it again. It's uncomfortable. Good genes. I wish. I have to do it again. You know how hard it is to go to the gym and do it and hurt and do it and hurt and do it and hurt? You do it again. How to sit down for 30 minutes, nothing, still, don't talk, no Facebook, no texting, sitting down by yourself in complete quiet is discipline. It takes discipline. That's how you do it. Consistency every single day. You got to do it. But instead of doing it, we make excuses. Well, I'm too busy. Well, I don't have the time for it. Well, but if you don't have the time, guess what? Your life is a result of the time that you use. Your life don't lie to you. Listen, your situation don't lie to you. Look at your life. Look at your life. Your situation don't lie to you. If you have no discipline, your life will show it. Thank you for the gifts, Empress. Your life will show for it. So we can continue making excuses for all this ridiculous lifestyle that we have, or we can just start doing what we need to do. The truth is, when I told the lady, listen, I'm not going to tell you how to leave, but when you're ready, you're going to leave. Because you already know that you should leave, but you don't want to take it up on yourself. You don't want to feel discomfort. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to feel that pain. Because listen, when you leave somebody, no matter how much you love them a little bit, love them a lot, don't love them, it still feels painful, don't it? Because you are leaving something that's familiar. You are leaving a known element. You are leaving an element that you know, a factor that you leaving a known factor to go to the unknown. Of course it's painful. Of course it's uncomfortable. Of course it's going to bring pain. Of course it's going to bring, you miss that person. Of course you can, but that's a part of discipline. It's not about how you feel. It's not about how you feel. So I'm telling you guys, right, it just takes discipline. The next reason why we can't leave is that this is one of the ones that we have the most issue with and we don't understand. We don't understand this right here. Thank you, Jules. This is one of the biggest ones. Hey, Veronica, thank you. Have a good night. Hey, Alice. This is the one reason why we can't leave. Why it's hard to live an unhealthy relationship. We believe the person who can bring out the most emotions out of us is the ones that we love. We believe, thank you, Emily. We believe the one who can bring out the most emotions from us is the one that we love. The reason why he could or she could make me feel this way, I must love them. The reason why is like, we always blame narcissists. And that's why we can't leave. How do you leave them? I love him, I love her, right? Because they are able to bring out, right? They are able to bring out emotions out of us. So my last man couldn't bring this out because I didn't really care that much. He didn't make me suffer. He didn't make me, this and feel this or jealousy. Like, for instance, somebody who can bring out jealousy out of you, you think that it's because you love them. Somebody who can bring out jealousy, a lot of times you think it's because you love them. That's why I don't even know why I'm jealous. I must have feelings for him or her because you are misled. See, so many of us, when a person begins to bring out all these things out of you, you say, oh my God, I love it because I love him, so I can't leave. Because he's the only one that can piss me off. He's the only one that can make me angry. She's the only one that can make me this. She's the only one that can make me lose sleep. She's the only one. That's not love. That is not love. We think that must be the reason why they can bring it out because we love them. Let me tell you something. See, many of us, we have all these things within us. We have all these things within us. Oh, thank you, Lynn. We have all these emotions, all this trauma, all this past experience, all this past stuff within us. And I'm telling you right now, you attract somebody who is able to bring it out. Those energy, they speak. Those energies are very loud. They speak. They are very loud. And somebody who can speak that language will always notice you. Somebody who can speak that language. Hey, Maureen, somebody who can speak that energy that you carry, they would always be drawn to you. And therefore, they will speak to the energy and they will bring out that suffering, that pain, that madness, that insecurity, that anger, that resent. They can bring it out because that's what you attracted. Your energies attracted them. What's up, Rasta? How you doing, man? So this is why a lot of time, this is why we think it's because we love them. It's not because we love them. It's because your energies are so loud. So when they come out, you think it's because you love. No, love don't bring those shit out. Stop. Love don't look like that. That's attachment. You need that one person so that they can bring it out because you can see the reason why. Hey, blessings, Mel. Blessings. The reason why we are drawn to these people so strongly is because we have unhealed trauma. And you know what? The thing about trauma, the thing about energy, it must come out. Don't it? Don't it? Whatever is inside must come out. Don't it? Whatever is inside must get out. Whatever is inside must come out. And we attract those unintentionally, unknowingly. Thank you for the roses. We attract those people unknowingly. And when we bring out all this anger, fear, resentment, we say, oh my God, it's because I love, so I can't leave. Because, oh no, it's not true. It's for you to recognize. Listen, we attract people. Thank you, Yvonne. We attract people so that we can recognize what's inside of us. And when you recognize what's inside of you, you know how to fix you. You don't have to stay. You know how to fix you. You know, I used to know this guy. He had this thing, his business was this right here. He had this thing that you put your foot in. And when he turns it on, all this thing come out of your foot. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what you call it. I forget what you call it. All this dirt coming through your pores in your feet. And water becomes very dirty and brown. And all this thing come out. And it says it's coming out. And when it starts to come out, you start to see what your inside was carrying. It's like when you take a colon cleanser. Or you see like when you take those pills that purge you out, that make you poop all day, every day, and you see what comes out, it's because it was in there. If it wasn't in there, it can't come out. If it was not in there, a detox, yes. If it was not in there, it wouldn't come out. So just because you take this pills and it shows you what comes out, well, maybe if you eat better, it'll be better. Maybe if you don't put all the junk in you, it won't come out. It's not that the damn product is that good. It's just that you are dirty. That's all it is. It's not that it's so good to have this. It's just because you are making choices every day that makes your inside filthy. So a lot of times you have to understand, just because somebody's able to bring out all this pain and suffering and insecurity and anger doesn't mean that it's love. It means that life is revealing to you what's on the inside. Life is revealing to you what's on the inside. Hey, Annalyn, thank you. It's just revealing because, again, the reason why we have eyes is to see outside. We have ears to hear on the outside. We have nose to smell on the outside. We can't even smell our own, we can't even smell our own lip. And we're right here. We can't even smell our own lip. And it's right here. But our nose is to smell what's on the outside. Our feeling is to feel on the outside. But how do you know what's on the inside? You can't see it. You can't hear it. You know how much stuff is going on within you right now? You know how much stuff is happening within you? There's blood flow, organs working, your mind, your brain, your heart is beating, your kidneys are, there's so much stuff, and you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it. So when people are drawn to you, you're going to see what's in there based on what comes out. That's it. So when somebody's able to bring it out, doesn't mean that it's love. That's one reason why we stay. We shouldn't stay because somebody's able to bring out those things. That's when you actually recognize that those are in there in the first place. How do I get rid of it? Because when you get rid of these things, guess what? You will not even be attracted anymore to that person. Do you notice that? Thank you, Brasco. When you understand, when you learn what comes out, and you begin to fix what comes out instead of fixing the other person. See, many of us want to fix the other person so that this don't come out anymore. Ain't that what we do? We beg the person to stop what they are doing because this is coming out and it's ugly. That's like telling the machine to stop because what comes out of your feet when you soak it is pure trash. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you detox yourself, that's like telling the detox to stop working because what's coming out is too ugly and I can't stand it. I don't want to see this. That's telling me I'm dirty. So let me tell the machine to turn off the machine. Turn it off because I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Turn it off. So when you force somebody to stop what they are doing so that this can stop coming out, understand what we are doing. What's up, Danielle? We are suffering. Learn to see what's inside of you by when it comes out and learn to be aware of it and learn to fix it. Learn. It's your duty to fix it. It's not your duty to change him or her so that what comes out is pretty. Nobody put what comes out of you in there. Your perceptions, your ideas, your knowledge, your wisdom, and whatever it is, it allows you to hold on to certain energy. And when it comes out, you can't stand it. Hey, Candy, how you doing? Understand this right here. So again, that's I don't know what number that was. The next one is this right here. The reason why it's so hard to leave this relationship. One of the reasons why it's so hard to leave this relationship is this right here. All your friends. Fifth. Thank you, Munya. All your friends do it. All your friends. Thank you. All your friends do the same thing. All your friends are in those type of relationships. All your friends. They support that knowledge. They support those feelings. They support your emotions because they have it too. They understand it. It makes you feel comfortable. This is what you know. All you talk about is the same thing. Therefore, you are attracted even more. If all you talk about this thing, you know why? Also, it's familiar. It's familiar. All your friends in unhealthy relationships. On social media, you are drawn to the people who talk about these filthy stuff. Bad relationships. You are drawn to the people who talk about this unhealthy stuff. And that's why it's making you it's norm. It becomes your norm. Thank you so much, Tamika. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, so many times the reason why we stay in this relationship is because everybody that we know is in them. Why do we stay poor? Because everybody that we know is poor. Missing link, most people label it twin flame, right? That is true too. That is true too. One of the reasons everybody that we know support that idea. Everybody that we listen to on social media is okay. We think dysfunction is healthy. It's normal. We think that just because we're in a relationship that we got to argue all the time because everybody argues. No, everybody don't argue. Do you all know everybody don't argue? In relationships, everybody don't argue. Some people are understanding. Some people listen to each other. Some people are humble. Some people don't have all that drama going on or that trauma. Some people have learned their lessons. Everybody don't argue and fight and go off in public and cuss. But that's what you see now. But just because you're not as advanced as that social media one, that when people post themselves on most videos, you think that is normal. Well, at least I don't do this. Listen, the one reason why we stay in relationships like this is because everybody is supportive of it. Everybody is. So you can't leave. It's very addictive now. You think it's normal. Well, everybody struggle. Everybody's miserable. And you know what we say all the time? Thank you, Toba. You know what we say? Let me tell you one of the crazy things we say. Well, ain't no relationship perfect. What does that even mean? Now I know you are. Ain't no relationship perfect. Well, if you never seen perfect, then why do you know how do you know what it is? How how do you know what? Ain't no relationship perfect. If you've never seen a perfect one, as you say, perfect, then why do you bring it up? Why do you even say it? It's stupid. Ain't nobody perfect. Okay, have you seen perfect? So how do you use the term perfect to describe anything? You can't use the term, but you heard it before and you're making excuses. That's what it is. We hear everybody talk about it. Everybody talk about it. Everybody. Listen, everybody talks about it, don't it? You hear the same thing. Ain't nobody perfect. Why? Because you're making stupid choices? Because you're making stupid choices? Because you keep doing stupid things? Well, everybody trying to explain themselves. Well, the first thing that they start with, I'm not perfect. That don't make no sense. You will never hear me, even if I screwed up, you will never hear me explain myself and say, well, I'm not, you will never hear me say that. Because you don't have to be perfect to be logical. You don't have to be perfect to make sense. You ain't got to be perfect to make decisions that you want to. You ain't got to be perfect, whatever that word means perfect. You ain't got to be it to have common sense, do you? You don't. And most of the crap that you say is not perfect for is crap that you can change. Most of the stuff that you say I'm not perfect with is stuff that you have a choice. Well, I cuss somebody out. I'm not perfect. Well, then you have a choice. If you have a choice, then how are you not perfect? See, the reason why we suffer is because we repeat crap that people keep saying. Hey, Miss Mimi, how you doing? We repeat stuff that people are saying. Well, I'm not perfect, so I cheated. Well, I'm not perfect, so I cussed somebody out. Hey, Miss Ning, I'm not perfect, so I went off. I'm not perfect, so I did something stupid. No, you don't have to be perfect to do something. Sometimes you have to decide. You have to be aware. Nobody wants you to be perfect because perfect don't exist. People want you to, you got to be aware, not perfect. Let's remove the word perfect and pick out awareness. Let's remove the word perfect and pick out aware. Because I don't understand what it means. It makes no sense. It's time to grow up. One of the reasons why we stay in these relationships is because all our friends support them. One of the reasons why we stay poor is because all our friends are poor. Ain't they? One of the reasons why we stay broken because all of our friends who we surround ourselves with is broken. One of the reasons why we stay suffering because all of our friends are suffering. Sometimes as adults you have to change environment. You have to. You have to change environments. If you are not at peace, if you are not happy, you have to change environment. Listen, when I start making money or understanding money, do you know when I start to save money? When I start to grow wealthy is when I had to realize what the hell, there got to be something else. When I became accountable for my own finances. Because, accountability is hard. Because excuses is better. Accountability is very hard. It will disrupt your entire life, won't it? It will disrupt your entire relationship. It will disrupt the way you see yourself, won't it? It will disrupt everybody in your life. Accountability states, I got to do, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this. This is because of me. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Facts. Clip your circle too. So accountability says, this is, I'm the common denominator. I'm the one who's in all my situation, and my situations are terrible. It must be me. So accountability will make you do things that you don't want to do. Because you become to be accountable. Many of us, when I began to save money and put money to the side and do this and invest, I became accountable for my future. For myself. Accountability. When I realized I was in an unhealthy relationship, I had to take accountability for what my life is going to be. This is my life. This is my life. This is your life. You got to take accountability of it. If you don't, you're going to suffer. No excuse can no excuse can supplement accountability. Ain't it true? Ain't it true? No excuse can beat accountability. Because in the end, it's going to be you anyways. If you're in an unhealthy relationship and you're suffering and take accountability and responsibility for your life. Not for the relationship, but for your damn life. Sometimes to save yourself is to end the relationship. But you want to save the relationship and end yourself. We do it backwards, don't we? Don't we do it backwards? Many of us, we save the relationship, but we end our entire life. That's what we do. Let me, I gotta write that down. Hold on. Give me a second. Y'all don't think that was profound? That one I never used before. I'm telling you, man. Many of us have ended our own life to try to save a relationship that had no business saving. Taking all our energy and time to give CPR because somebody told me the other day, hey, Faith, somebody told me the other day, well, even if it's not good, well, maybe God will bring it back on track. Okay. Do what you do, but don't complain about it. Thank you, Emma. Seriously. No, listen. What you do what you do. That's like me coming on here doing something intentionally, consciously, and then complaining about it. It makes no sense. What are we complaining about? Why would you complain about something that you're allowing? If you're going to do it, do it. If you're going to do it, do it. Don't feel shame. Don't feel anger. If you're going to do it, do it. I do what I want to do. I don't complain. Listen, you see me on here every day. Don't you all? Thank you, Tatenda. You all see me on here every day, talking on long videos. Have you ever heard me complain? It doesn't make no sense. Complain to who? When this is your life, this is your responsibility. Your life is your responsibility. My life is mine. So what am I if something is bothering me that much, I must release it. If something is bothering me that much, this is my life, my responsibility, I must relieve it. Thank you thank you, the Kingpin. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gifts. But we don't want to take accountability, so we make excuses. The last reason, I don't know if I'm number 5 or 6. Number 6, I guess, the reason why we stay in these relationships is because past trauma. The things that we see growing up. The things that we see in growing up. I ain't gonna lie, that one is stuck. That one is a hard thing to overcome. Because you realize that becomes your program. We in this relationship because a lot of times we see our parents do it. Sometimes you see your daddy left or that's popular. Their father leaving years and years and it made you suffer, right? Because you saw in your home when you were younger, you wanted your family to stay together, your mom and your dad. You wanted them to stay together so much, but you saw him leave. And when you saw him leave, you begin to suffer. You begin to be angry. You begin to think it's your fault. You begin to see your mom cry. That program stays with you, don't it? Because of the reaction that it gives you. See, trauma is based on the amount of reaction that you got at that first initial incident. How you respond to it is what builds the trauma. How you respond is your response to it. So now, since your response to it was so loud, so heartfelt, so emotional, what happens? You took it through all your life because since you felt so much for it, it took you years and years. Everywhere you went, you took it with you. Thank you, Muse. Thank you. So a lot of times, what we see growing up is how we get to be in this unhealthy relationship because for some reason, I realize one thing. And I tell this story all the time. I realize this. If you see your daddy being a drunk, you see all the things that he does, all the things that he did, you felt it, you experienced it, and you hated it. You was focused on it. You saw him lose his family. You saw him lose his health. You saw him lose his job because he'd been an alcoholic or a drug addict. And you realize that you seen him do it. And you know what you're going to do since your focus wasn't on him so much? You're going to do it too. That's why we call it an inheritance. That's why we call it a disease, a family disease, because you see it. Listen, see this life right here? Based on your environment is what you become. It's not based on your genetics. It's based on your environment. And the environment is not just where you live, but it's the thoughts that you have taken in your mind that creates your environment in the way how you think and feel. So your environment, a lot of times, is what supports your thoughts, support what you see. And since this is so strong, where you grew up, don't know the subject, but I'll not sacrifice for no man. 66. Listen, how we grew up, where we grew up, has a lot to do with where we stay, and our self-value, and our self-worth. How we grew up is very. So now we gotta think. This is when we gotta think now. You grew up. You're in a relationship. Thank you for the stars, Tatenda. You know, we see our father left. I have two sisters. My father left before I was born. And my two sisters, I don't know if they still do it now, but I know up to their 30s and 40s. And the one sister, she was very angry. Just a very angry woman. She didn't trust no man. You know, she didn't trust no man would stay. And, you know, it's a lot of us, man, a lot of people, it is so, that trust becomes so powerful that we don't know if what we saw is going to continue. Miss your identity. Yeah, Robert. So we have to understand. We got to be honest with ourselves and say, okay, this is where I stand. This is where I'm at. I'm in a healthy relationship. But I know sometimes, listen, here's what we need to do. We need to leave. We need to leave. And you don't have to leave from your home to your next home, but we need to leave and be around people who speak differently. Again, I had to leave my poverty friends. Not leave them, because I still love them. I ain't went nowhere. But I had to leave my conversations. I had to only use certain conversations around them. Because that past conversations will suck you in, don't it? You see, like when you've been through something, that conversation sucks you in. You hear anybody talking about it and you stay. It sucks you in. So now you begin to have that same, it just reaffirm and confirm your own belief and your own experience. It reaffirms what you already think, what you already feel. So when you talk about it more and with the groups more and you stuck with the people more and the same people, you are into the same program. You're into the same. So it's time that you must leave sometimes and focus on a different lifestyle, a different mindset, a different environment that you must pick up. A different environment. You know what helpful? Do you know what was helpful towards me and my change? YouTube. YouTube helped me. YouTube. Because YouTube, when you type in something, thank you, Tomika. When you type in something, every one of the next video will be similar. Everyone. So you stay looking into the same. Man, listen, that information opens up your portals. Greetings, Roxanne from St. Vincent. Greetings. I'm telling you, that open up, because information opens up portal for change. It becomes your choice. Now you have the information. What are you going to do with it? Because many of us have the information, but we don't do anything with it. Listen, trauma don't have to stay with you. You have to learn. Sometimes you got to pay some money to learn. Nobody want to pay. You know, people come in my inbox all the time. Hey, Jacqueline, yeah, you know, they have questions, but so when I say, listen, I charge this. No. Okay, then don't pay. Sometimes when you pay, guess what happens? You retain the information better. See, free stuff, it's free. You know what we do with free stuff? We throw it in the trash. Don't we do it? Think about it. Free stuff, so I have learned. Free stuff, you will pay. If you really want it, pay for it. See what happens. I bet that what you paid for, you will retain it. If you pay for shoes, you will hold on to your shoes. If the shoes was free, you will let it go. But we think information is different. It's called investment in yourself. You are the investment. Nobody respects free stuff. So when I say, listen, I charge this, because you have you asking all these questions. I say, well, book me one-on-one. Well, it's okay. Never mind. Oh, good. Cross one off, because my inbox is full. Well, cross you off the list. Good. I ain't gotta respond, response to you or respond to you. So hey, save me one person. I'm telling you. Greetings, Viola. So that is what I know. So because the truth is you don't want the knowledge. Because if you wanted the knowledge, you will do whatever it takes to get it. You see, we do whatever it takes to get what we want. We go in debt. We max it our credit cards. We do whatever we want to get. We do whatever it takes to get what these things that we want that depreciates. Information will make you appreciate if it's being used properly. Information will make you appreciate, because you know what? The more knowledge is, the more people are drawn to you. You know, I realize this in my growth now. The more I become knowledgeable, is the more people are drawn to me. Why? Because they want what you have to say. They want to hear it. They want to be around you, sitting by your feet. That's what people do with Jesus. They came to his feet just to hear him speak. I remember when I was in the military, I was a drill instructor. I was a drill instructor, man. You said somebody give you took $100,000, didn't even give you a session? Man, I was a drill instructor. And we drill sergeants are very scary. And I did drill sergeants for 2 years, over 2 years. I was a drill sergeant. And you know, these privates, these so young soldiers are very scared of drill sergeants because we were in that hat and we look so scary. And you know what? I realized when it came to me talking to them, they came together, because sometimes they would be out there by themselves and we'd be in the meetings in a different room, you know, the drill instructors. And one of those privates will be the spokesman for everybody, for 240 people to come to knock on our door where we have a meeting. You know how scary that is? That is hard. That is scary as hell, to face 12 drill sergeants to ask one question. They will knock on the door. You open the door and you look so mean already, because as a drill sergeant, what, private, what? Drill sergeant, can we have Drill Sergeant Hazel come and speak to us? And you know, I was flattered. I swear to God, because I'm like, you gonna come? You are gonna go through this much just to hear me speak? So I felt empowered. So I'm like, hey, Drill Sergeant, I got it, man. I got it. Leave him alone. I got it. And I will go out there and speak nothing but foolishness. I would be sitting down and they will all come around me. And I would tell stories, but my stories always had some type of something to it at the end. They would always get something from it. And you know, and I'm like, damn. When you have information, people gather around. They want to hear what you got to say. Hey, Sandy babes, how you doing? They want to hear what you got to say. So I've learned, if you want something so much in life, what you going to do for it? What are you going to do? It's not free. Sometimes people charge you just because if you pay money for it, you retain it. If you get it for free, you dump it. I'm telling you. And turn the lions. Exactly. Exactly. As a rabbit to beg wisdom. I'm telling you, it's scary. But I did it. Hey, thanks, the Kingpin. So I'm telling you all, man, one of the reasons why we can't get rid of this trauma, because we don't invest in ourselves. We buy sneakers. You buy Jordans. We buy all these cars. We go in debt for all these cars and all this house. But we don't want to get the knowledge. I had to sit down in some boring places. I had to sit my ass in some boring places to get knowledge. You all don't understand when I said I had a problem with reading. I had an issue with reading. I read, and as I read in school, I failed all my reading classes. I failed comprehensions. I failed reading. I failed vocabulary. All my years of school, I failed everything. I couldn't read to save my life. I hated it. Because every time I had to read, you know what happened? I had this sensation of I wanted to pee myself. All joke aside, for many years, every time I pick up a book to read in school, I had this sensation that I wanted to pee. So I had to keep going to the bathroom, because I hated reading so much. So I had to spend countless of years in my older time these days to read. Very uncomfortable situation, boring reading. Listen, let me tell you something, right? Meditation is boring. It's boring. It's very, very, very boring. I'm not going to tell you all, oh, it's so fun. Good morning, Kendra. Oh, it's so exciting. No, it's very boring. It's very boring. Meditation, to sit your ass down and do nothing, is very boring. Hey, oh, my Lord. Ain't it boring, though? You struggle, boy. Nobody's talking to you. You ain't texting nobody. You ain't watching no videos. You ain't watching no TV, no music. You're just boring as hell. But you got to do it. Seclusion. It's very boring. See, we don't want to fight trauma. We want to we want to have trauma and learn to survive in a situation where we can't. I have to learn to sit my ass down and read. Sit my ass down and be silent. Sit my ass down for hours with my thoughts in my head that I couldn't stand. Discipline. Hey, Susie Brown. Hey, Allison. Good morning. Trauma, you have a choice. You don't want to be bored, do you? But after you learn to be boring, and you learn to be bored and being bored is being okay. When you learn that boredom is okay. When you learn and accept quiet and stillness. When you learn that trauma, however you see yourself, however you begin to see yourself, it changes from boring. Yes, now I actually love it. But I'm talking about in a comparison from our lifestyle, having that noise and the videos and YouTube and TV. Compared to that, it's boring for many. I can only read black authors. I read other things. I mean, that's up to you. Listen, whatever you read and whatever you want to read and whatever you believe in. I don't have those beliefs. I don't have closed, that you could. Listen, whatever you want to read is how far your knowledge is going to go. Whatever you want to put in is how far you choose to go. And however far you choose to go, it is up to you. You're not wrong. It's just that's your choice. So do what you want to do. By design, your environment is overstimulating you. Stillness becomes the enemy. That's true. That's facts. That's facts. So listen though. Listen, one of the reasons why we stay in unhealthy relationship is because the trauma that we have seen growing up. The trauma that we have seen growing up. The trauma that we have seen growing up. We've seen some stuff. We've seen our parents do it. And look at us now. We are the older ones. I'm in my 40s. Some of you are in your 50s and 60s. Some of you are just as old as I am. Some of you are in your late 30s. And look at what our family, our children are seeing. Look at what our children are seeing. Look at what they're seeing. They're seeing us. You think that is going to be better then? We are putting our children in trauma. They're seeing us. They're looking, ain't they? Ain't them jokers nosy? They don't miss nothing, do they? Just like how you didn't miss a damn thing because you was nosy too. They didn't miss nothing. You didn't miss nothing. They didn't miss nothing. You heard them arguing when it wasn't your business. Mommy, you okay? Did daddy hit you? You heard these things and you was nosy. They nosy as hell too, ain't they? They hear everything. They don't miss nothing. I was talking to somebody the other day. My son looking at me in my eyes. Boy, what you looking at? Nothing. Dude, ain't you drawing? Yes. Draw. What you looking at? No. No, just nosy for no reason. Hey, Janelle. So I'm telling you all, man, we are giving our children the same trauma that we got. The same trauma that we got, that we can't break free from this unhealthy stuff, lifestyle and relationship. We can't break it. Now they're going to become to this, to our age, and they can't break it either because they have instilled trauma. So I tell you, whatever reasons that you have, whatever issues that you have that you are experiencing, it's time to break it. It's time to break it. It's time to break it. Exactly. It's time to break it. Listen, so I give you all 7 reasons why we stay in these unhealthy relationships. I give you all 7 reasons. And God, if one of this fits you, if you begin to have that knowledge, that's 50% of the journey. The understanding is 50% of the journey. If you know that you just can't leave because you have issues or you saw something growing up, that's half of the issue. That's half. The other half is discipline. It's not feelings. Victoria, okay. I'm telling you, it's discipline. One of the biggest reasons is discipline. The second biggest reason I say is the relationship with ourselves. Actually, that's the first reason. The relationship with ourselves is toxic. Make our moves forward as a full awareness and peaceful person. If you want to practice discipline, do small things. Say, hey, I'm gonna bathe every day at this time. Simple. I'm gonna go to the gym at this time every morning. I'm gonna eat this food from now on. I'm not gonna eat junk. And it's not because you want to. It's because you are practicing a muscle, a memory, a mind muscle. You practice mentally. What I say is what I must do. What I say I must do. What I say, I must do. I think in the military, that's one thing that you learn is discipline. In the military, over 20 plus years, I have picked up discipline because you ain't got no choice. You got to say it and do it. When you tell your wife or your husband, when you tell your wife, this is what I'm going to do, you're going to do it. It's not because you love her or not. It's because I'm a man of my words. No matter if I'm mad or angry, it's discipline. No matter if I change my mind, no matter if I don't feel like it's discipline. It says it's discipline. See, the relationships don't last because we're not disciplined. We keep promising things that we're not disciplined to do. We make feelings override. I don't feel this way about you anymore. That person did a damn thing to you. That person did a damn thing to you. But since we don't feel, no, listen, love is not a feeling. It takes discipline. It takes discipline to love somebody every day, don't it? It's not feelings. Discipline. That's why this stuff don't last no more. Because we lack discipline. Listen, it takes discipline to love people. Because we are too dependent on these feelings. Well, I don't, my feelings for you are gone. Why? Why though? Why? Seriously, why? Because you're not the person that I thought you were. The person ain't hurt you. The person's and I'm talking about the ones who ain't abused. I'm talking about the ones who just, somebody looks better, somebody out there who looks better, somebody might treat them better, somebody might come that they're more attracted to. I'm talking about we lack discipline. Exactly, Mother Care. It got to be discipline. Discipline is the number one thing. That's why we don't love anymore. Because we love with feelings. Not with understanding. Not with peace. Not with compassion. Not with empathy. We love with emotions, don't we? Emotions. We just love whatever. I don't love you anymore. How? Love is within you. I don't me anymore. What does that mean? I don't me anymore. I don't love anymore. I don't love you anymore. How? Discipline. Relationship takes discipline. A marriage, discipline. It's not really is love, but it's discipline to practice that love. No matter what you see, for richer or for poor, discipline. For sickness or in health, it's discipline. Because sometimes when things goes down, it takes discipline to come back up. Discipline. See, when you drop in that hole, because let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. What goes up must come down. What goes up must come down. What you give up with. What goes up must come down. Some days you're doing good, ain't you? Some days you're doing blessed. Some days you have all your dreams come true. Some days you have all the love in this world. Some days everything is going beautifully. Some days your money is going, it's coming, this is coming, people coming, everything is coming. Then one day stop. Don't it? See, when the thing is coming, it's not discipline anymore, it's just coming. But when it starts to sink, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Discipline. It must be discipline. Because discipline will dig you out of the hole every single time. Not about your feelings. See, many of us, we drop in our awareness. We drop in our energy. Our energy drop. And we begin to talk, I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. You're not depressed. You're just going through a downward spiral. It happens to every single thing in this nature. It happens to every physical thing in this world. Every physical thing, energy waves go up and it goes down. When yours go down, you give up. I give up. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. No, it goes down and it's up to you to bring it back up. Because life states, it must go down. Nobody has it all up. Because imagine if we just go all up. Where would we be now? In space? See, but we don't think about this. That's what I say, up and down. It's waves. Energy moves in wave, up and down. The ocean, look at the ocean. It's waves. The ocean moves in waves, up and down. Some days the waves are high, some days it's very low. It's waves. Listen, our energy moves in waves. Some days it go up, but when it goes down, it takes discipline. Sometimes you don't love the woman that you're with anymore. Sometimes you don't feel like you love them. Sometimes you don't feel like you love him or her. It takes discipline to reestablish it because you want to give up so quickly. It's discipline. That's why marriages don't work anymore. It don't work because we are not disciplined. We don't even work anymore. We don't even work anymore. We don't even work anymore. We don't work in ourselves. We don't work in our bodies, our health, our diets, our strength. We don't. Because we're not disciplined. So if we don't work, imagine whatever we have. It don't work either. Things are breaking, our cars break, our house break, because we are not working. Listen, it comes back to the relationship that you have with yourself. It is the biggest reason why the ones outside of yourself is suffering. Biggest reason. You must have a consistent and steady relationship with yourself. And that, my dear, to love yourself, you know how much discipline it takes? When everybody can't stand you, it takes discipline to say the best in you, don't it? When everybody can't stand you, it takes discipline to be the man or woman that you want to be. When you feel your lowest, it takes discipline to get back to your highs. When you feel anything bad or low, it takes discipline to get back to the point that you want. I'm not saying that you can't fall out of love. I'm talking about relationship where nobody abuse you, nobody put their hands on you. I'm talking about relationship where people don't do anything to you. Because we all have our little things, don't we? Thank you, Allison. We all have, listen, every people in this world have our things. It's not that saying it's bad or good. It's just we have our things. Maybe I like talking online, and sometimes if my wife, or if I have a wife and she comes home and says, I don't like you living online, I don't like you online. And then she might say, that is what's wrong with you. I don't think it's wrong with me. I just like being online. But if you think something is wrong with me, doesn't mean that something is wrong. It just means that you don't like it. So it's not always, so nobody comes the way that you want. Nobody comes the exact way that you want. But that is what's causing, that's why we break up all the time. I'm talking about when those relationships, it's not no big issue. Nobody is abusing you. Nobody is manipulating you. I'm talking about in relationships when we fall out of love. It's discipline that we lack. Because you know why? Let me tell you why it's discipline. When you make a commitment, hey D, when you make a decision or a commitment, it's discipline. If I say, I'm going on a diet, can you just go on a diet? You probably can't. The average person can't. If you say, I'm going to change my eating habits. If I say, I'm going to stop smoking cigarette. If I say, I'm going to start smoking weed. If I say, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol or eating sugar. Can you just stop? Probably not. You know what you got to do? Turn up discipline. No matter what you feel, put it on. No matter what you're going through, put it on. So when you make a commitment or a decision to love somebody, to marry somebody, it takes discipline to hold on. That's why we can't last anymore. That's what it is, discipline. Man, we lack discipline. That's all it is. See, many of you, if you have discipline, you will be out of these stupid relationships so quick. Because discipline is about self-love. Discipline. Many times you lack it. All these low feelings, discipline. You expect somebody to come and make you feel happy, make you feel, no. Discipline says, I can do it by myself. So I don't depend on my partner to do that. That's my choice. I already went to the gym already. I go to the gym every morning, Milana. So I'm telling you guys, man. I'm telling you guys. 4 kids. That's what I'm talking about, 20 years. But I'm telling you. You know what though, Mandy? Mandy said you need to discipline before you get married. Let me tell you something. I took some notes today. I was walking back from the gym. And this is what I written down today. Now that you said that. You say you need discipline before you get married. Here's what I wrote. It's funny that you said it. I put this right here. This is my writing. But I just put a little something and then I expanded it. You got to practice you. You got to practice being you. You must be consistent in being you. Many people are different when they are in relationships from when they are single. You should be the same person. Let me say it again. You must practice being you. Be consistent in being you. Many people are different when they are in a relationship from when they are single. How does that work? See, many of us hear people all the time on social media. I'm just doing me because I'm single. I'm just doing me because I'm single. What does that mean? What does single mean? Single is just a status that you put because you want people to know that you not have somebody or not. Why should you do something outside of yourself because you're single? Why should you disrespect yourself because you're single? Why should you abuse yourself? Why should you just dishonor yourself because you are single? Because we think singleness means something. So you got to practice being you. When you practice being you and you are consistent in being you, then when you enter a relationship, you're not easily thrown off. See, many of you are easily thrown off because you have practiced being single, that you don't know what it is to be married. When you're in a relationship, you have no idea because you are so used to being that other person. You gotta practice being you. You gotta listen, you gotta build you from ground up, build you the way that you want while you by yourself, while you're single. You put you in a place that you want so that when you enter a relationship or not, whether you enter a marriage or not, you're still the same. You shouldn't have to change. You shouldn't have to change. Why should you have to change? It's called when you honor yourself. If you honor yourself while you are single, then you learn not to dishonor anybody else. Think about it. The relationship makes you behave out of character. I'm telling you. I'm not a, no, oh, well, good luck finding that, Milana. They are there. They're definitely out there. Listen, I'm telling you guys, man. You got to practice being you. See, when I was younger, I practiced being single. Let me tell you this. Many of you good by being by yourself. Many of you good. Many of you become so good. Many of you, relationships don't suck these days. The people that you are choosing to be with don't like you. That's the difference. Relationships don't suck. Because if I ask somebody who is in a healthy relationship, they do not say it sucks. They say it's very beautiful. Again, relationships don't suck. It's just that we are always around people in this foolishness, picking people based on feelings and emotions. That's why they suck, because you are always feeling. It's all about the feeling. If you choose somebody, see, that's why you have to surround yourself with different people. Because when you are around with the same people, talking the same crap, and the same social media, hearing the same garbage, of course they suck. Because that's what you surround yourself with. You know, if you grow up in a place where only black people, that's all you're going to know is black people. If you grow up in a place where only white people, you're going to say, oh, there's no black people. Because that's what you see. So understand this. The reason why you are able to say relationship sucks is because, number one, you were choosing those ones. Number two, you surround yourself with those ones. And number three, you don't want to expand on your knowledge. You can always expand on your knowledge. See, some of you fell off the damn horse and you stay there. That's the problem. See, the law of experience. See, there's a universal law of experience. Hey, God, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. There's a universal law. It's like, you see like how they say the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence? Well, there's a law that's called the law of experience. Do you know what that says? It says this. It says, if you fall off the horse and you stay off the horse for too long, you begin to remember the pain only. And until you replace that old information with new information, you're going to always be afraid of it. You have to get back on the horse. Because when you get back on the horse and begin to ride, then you forget the fall. If you stay off the horse, you remember the fall. You forget the ride. Understand this. The law of information is that you have to replace information with newer information in the same situation, same category. Does that make sense to you all? So some of you all haven't replaced the information yet. That's why you struggle. That's why you're struggling. Information is off. Always expand your knowledge. Don't be stuck in this pain or anger, because it suffers you. Do you all get it? It really is amazing. Do you all get it? No.